We are in a world of trouble. All of us want to be free. And yet freedom means so many different things to so many different people. But when we're talking about freedom, most of us are saying the authority to do what you want, when you want, where you want. And there's nothing wrong with that, as long as you adhere to some basic principles. Nothing should infringe upon the rights of others to share that same attitude and expression in life. We talk about freedom, and we say that freedom is a natural thing. There's a young man I'm familiar with, T.S. Arnese. He uses as an analogy oftentimes when turtles hatch their eggs on the banks, and when the eggs are hatched and the turtles come out, what's the first thing they do? They head for the water, automatically, naturally. A human being, first time on the earth, finds himself going through some pains or something happening in the stomach, what we could call hunger pains. At that time, I'm sure it had no idea what it was, but had to do with eating. Naturally, eating. 8 million people got that same thing. Naturally, eating. The elements. Cold, rainy, hot. Natural. Go to find something to protect you from the elements, to make it all right. To do something today and discover that it is something, well, naturally, that you haven't done before. And you go through your day discovering different things. And then you start keeping memory of those things that you've done, so you don't have to question what to do in the next time you're in that situation. You automatically know. You've taught yourself. You're learning. What the dogs do when they get sick, they don't go to the doctor automatically. Naturally, they eat certain green grass or whatever they do to take care of their sickness automatically. But human beings who have the capacity to think, to organize, these supposedly given different abilities. Now, rather than have 8 billion people out there trying to feed themselves, you work it around a system, a different kind of system that engages X number of people. And usually the ones that's looking out there for the food, according to the natural order of things, are those who are so excited about it. It gives them joy, knowing that the whole world will be walking around feeling good, fed, because of what they did. Hey, naturally. Education, the same process. You learn, you record, you share, you teach, you let others know who don't know, who will have to know. It's a natural process. Housing, well, we talked about housing. What else? Did I leave anything else out? No. Well, as we do these things, we do other things, following the same basic principles. Transportation, anything. And what is happening? What makes all of this possible? Why don't you, who are working with making sure that people got food, don't have to worry about the housing? Why don't you have to be over there building your house? Or why don't you have to be over here taking care of your education? So your kid, why don't you have to be over here taking care of this health care? Why? Because other people are doing it. This is their contribution to the family. This is their contribution to life. We are living. We are here to live. This is their contribution to life so that we can live. Nobody is suffering anything. And when imagination brings an introduction to something else, we do with it the same as we did with the computers, as we did with the electric lights, as we did with the telephone, as we did this camera. contributions, bringing new stuff, discoveries, inventions, creations, life, freedom, free life. And if you get tired, you've had a wonderful life, and you just want to get out of it, you can die. And usually have it set up, euthanasia, some form that makes it wonderful. Wonderful. You look forward to it. My God, what a wonderful way to live. A natural order of things. Freedom. Expressed by the people, the will of the people. You notice, ladies and gentlemen, there was nobody seeking power. There was no one trying to be the boss. There was no one lying and cheating. There was no one creating hatred and racism and bigotry. No crime, no violence, and no money. All of the things that I just mentioned to you, ladies and gentlemen, came outside. It is the fruit of deception. The deception that says that being over here is better than the life that you were designed to have. Now, in order to get people to accept that, a deceptive act was taking place to split the people up in some form or fashion. Basically, by telling them the same thing that they told the ones that who have accepted. You are better than they are. You deserve better. I can show you how you can get better. Somebody's holding you back. Well, before, you were moving on the fact that it's a natural order of things. But now, these people or whoever has claimed everything, well, at least they got you believing that they own all the oil, they own all the gold, they own all the land, they own all the trees, they own all the rivers and the oceans and the seas, they own the lakes and the breaks, they own the clouds if they can get to it. That's what they're racing now, trying to get up there and own that. And all of this they own because they got power. They don't let you know that the power that they have to do the things is power that is usurped from you by acquiescing your power and putting it in their hands, allowing them to do whatever they have to do to what? To prove to you what they said. And so they are willing to what? To lie, to cheat, to steal, to terrorize, to go into war, to take land, to breed slaves, to everything that they do, everything that happens, everything that happens. And it continues, and it continues, and it continues, and you lose all your freedom because now you got people believing that they have been robbed of something by someone else, depending upon who the powers that you have given your power to tells you it is. They got all of us doing all of the things that we do. People who accept lies and in America believe in Donald Trump. People who in Russia believe in Putin. The people in North Korea who believe in that guy. And all over the world where dictators who will kill you don't have your submission. Well, all of that, rather than do what you don't know. And here in America, they tell you the greatest country on the face of the earth. And yet, we don't have the #1 healthcare system in the world. We don't have the #1 education system in the world. We got some good systems, but other people leave here to go to other places. We don't have the best housing in the world. We don't have the best of anything, but what we got the best of is prisons. They're loaded down with people for doing any and everything, for having babies, not having babies, for drinking alcohol, not drinking alcohol, for smoking weed, not smoking weed, for being black, being white. Hey, that's a run amok. And I know I said I wasn't going to try to convince you or give you reasons in the future to try to change your way unless you ask for it. I gave you that information last night. Today, I haven't even looked to see if anybody responded. It's just my way of thinking based upon what you have been doing that you have not responded. And why am I saying what I'm saying today? I'm saying it because I woke up this morning listening to some people talking about it. So I know somewhere people care about these things. And they are talking about it, and they are hoping that there are those amongst us who will have some initiative, who have been given some drive, who will cause us to get up and do something about it. We don't have to live in this system, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody knows who got 1 inch of a thought knows that we're living in hell. P-O-O-D hell. Every day you turn on the internet, they will tell you somebody has come up with a natural cure for some kind of disease or sickness that we have. But they want to sneak it out to you so fast because the big power money in medicine will squash it, don't want you to hear it. Now, they could be telling the truth, or they could be using that as a scheme just to get you to invest in them right quick and they get your money high. But that's what I'm saying. You don't know what's going on. But yet and still, some of it is true. Cancer treatments, MS, Alzheimer's, all kinds of cures or treatments are available. And yet, because cures are not money making, and if you want to get something for a cure, I think they came up, I'm not sure, with a couple of things. And the price jumped from maybe like $10